All right, guys, we are still in Mission 2, and we're going to do our overview of lessons 16 through 18. Our vocabulary for this lesson is going to be quotient. So when we're looking at a division problem like 5 and 4 tenths divided by 6 equals 9 tenths, 9 tenths is our quotient. It is the answer to a division problem. All right, through these lessons, we are going to be working on solving division problems with multi-digit numbers. Some of the ideas that you'll start to see is rewriting your division problem to make it an easier problem. So when we have a number like 12,000 divided by 300, you may want to make it easier. And so you could say 12,000 divided by 3 in the hundreds place divided by 3. Well, if we have two hundreds, we can sort of cancel each other out. And then we have 120 divided by 3. Well, what times 3 is 12? That would be 4, and I have 1 0 left over. You are also going to have to estimate the quotient. So our rounding skills are going to come back. We're going to have 609 divided by 24. Well, 609 is awfully close to 600. 24 would round to 20. We can look at those zeros like this and say, what times 2 will give me 6? Well, that's 3 with 1 0. So 609 divided by 24 is about 30. You're also going to have to solve word problems that involve division of multi-digit numbers. So let me go ahead and model one of these for you. 5,492 divided by 72. We are going to estimate the quotient. So when we look at 5,492, let's round it to the hundreds place. The 9 is going to tell the 4 to become a 5. So this 5 is going to stay the same, and everything behind it is going to become a 0. The 72 is going to become 70. And I can say, well, what times 7 is going to give me 55? Nothing. So let's change this to 56. Because then I get 8 with 1 0. So 5,492 divided by 72 is about, those squiggly lines, 80. 5,492 divided by 72. This is where our estimation skills are going to come in handy because I don't want to go straight into this problem and setting it up. I want to look to see what times 7 is going to give me something close to 54. So I know that 7 times 8 is 56, but that's too big. So 7 times 7 is 49. So that's going to give me something pretty close that when I start this long division process, I can come off to the side and say 72 times 7 is 504. 504 is smaller than this part of the number, and so I'm going to go with 7. I'm going to follow through with my subtraction and my bringing down. And now I have another good place to start. What times 7 is 45? So let's try 6 times 7 is 42. So that's a good place to start. Let's try 6. Well, look at that. It's exactly the same number. So 6 is going to work. And so now I know that my quotient is 76. So make sure that when you are going into these problems, don't get all bogged down in, oh my goodness, what times 72 is 549. Look to see what times 7 is 54, and then it'll get you pretty close. All right, guys, let's talk about some games we can play to help at home. We can play a skip counting contest. For example, have your child skip count by 3s to 30. So they would say 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. And if they can do it, they win. Then try to challenge them again. Try to say, okay, now count by 30s to 300. So they would say 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. Do you see how it's the same number, but now I'm in the hundreds place? I'm sorry, I'm in the tens place. Let's move on to the hundreds. If they get that right, you're going to say, I'm going to challenge you again. Count by 300s to 3,000. And so they're going to say 300, 600, 900, 1,200, 1,500, and so on. You can also play a rounding game with your child. Let's get out those cards again and round. We're going to take out all the faces, the jacks, queens, kings, tens, jokers out of the deck. If you do not have playing cards, index cards, just write the number 0 4 times on 4 separate cards. Get out 4 cards, write the number 1. Get out 4 cards, write the number 2. Do that all the way up till 9 so that you have 4 of each number. And now you have a deck that you can play these games with. You're going to put all of the cards together, shuffle them up, flip a set of numbers, and you're going to practice rounding. So if you flip a 6, a 1, an 8, and a 2, that's going to represent 6,182. You can say round to the nearest 10. Then you can have them round to the nearest 100. You can even have them round to the nearest 1,000. So rounded to the nearest 10, we would have 6,180. Rounded to the nearest 100, that's to the 1. The 8 tells it to become a 2. 6,200. And rounded to the nearest 1,000, the 1 tells the 6 to stay the same. We're going to get 6,000. And you can see from one number to the next how the number changes as you round. All right, guys, that is it for this overview. I will see you in lesson 19.